You're now listening to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. Straightforward, no nonsense business advice. Completely unfiltered. Grow your business. Grow your life. Now, here's your host, Brian Fullerton.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. It's your host, Brian Fullerton, here hanging out with you guys. Thanks so much for joining us on the show today. Today's episode, we have a great guest for you guys. We have none other than Luke Meyer here with ML Lawn Care. Luke, welcome to the show, brother. How you doing?
Good, Brian. I'm doing good. Can't complain. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, bro. You enjoying these beautiful Michigan summer days or what?
Right. Yeah, dude, I'm loving it out here. It's been great lately. The cooler summer mornings, 60 degrees, 70 degrees, where it's the hoodie weather and gets up short sleeve midday, dude.
Dude,
perfect. I've been loving it.
I had to wear a sweater just like a couple days ago in the morning. I was like, dude, it's a little nippy, bro. Like we had some 60s, 70s,
Right.
All of our southern people are like, you're wearing a sweater in August. I'm like, yeah. But all those guys down south, man, it's like 90 degrees, So, we're actually.
What do you guys know about mowing in the heat?
Anytime we complain, they all start laughing at us, So,
rightfully so.
Well, if you guys don't know Luke, you guys are kind of living under a rock, especially if you're in the Instagram world. Luke has some of the best photos and time-lapse videos that you got on Instagram with the stripes, and does just a really, really good job. He represents Skag and uses a lot of their equipment, if you will. And he's a young stud. Luke and I have had a couple conversations, actually a coaching call as well, and just a really, really good dude. And I want to get him on the podcast to share his story. Probably about a month ago now, Colton from BPM came up here, spent a couple days with Luke. Yep. So that was a cool time for you guys. And then you guys were both like, hey, dude, can we come hang out on Friday? And I was like, well, it all depends, dude. I could be here. I could be in another state. I have no idea. My schedule's crazy. But it worked out. And we got, where did we go? Was it B-Dubs, right?
Yeah, we went out to B-Dubs out there in Novi. We had some good dinner. There was like no one in the restaurant, just us. So we fought out the whole place and just talked for about 2.5 hours there. It was real. That was time.
It was definitely a good conversation. Shout out to Colton with BPM. I know he listens to the show. Well, let's do this, man. For those guys that maybe don't know you, again, Luke is on ML Lawn Care on Instagram. Make sure you guys give him a follow by the end of the show. But Luke, why don't you get these guys up to speed for a quick minute or two? Give them a snapshot about who you are, how old you are, where you're living, what your business looks like today, how many customers you got, and just what these guys are expecting to hear out of you with what your business looks like right now.
Right on. Yeah. So I'm 20 years old. I live in Oxford, Michigan. I graduated high school a couple of years back, 2018. Took a couple classes from community college, but haven't really gone back since. Just running the lawn business for now. I love it. I love being outside. Mm-hmm. I can't work inside. I can't work a desk job. It's just, I'm not that kind of person. I
sure.
feel like I'm blue collar. So yeah, I started when I was 15. And actually I was watching YouTube. I was watching this gamer. He was doing like a voiceover. He was playing Halo or something. And he was talking about how him and his buddy, rented an aerator from Home Depot and lined up 5 lawns or something, made a couple $100 for the day, when you're young. That's a lot of money to you. Mm-hmm. And I was like, man, I could do something like that too. It's probably not that hard. So I got my neighbor, got a couple aerations lined up. At the end of the day, the guy's like, hey, can you mow my lawn for the year? Like, I would like to have it done. He's like, right down the road. So I was like, yeah, I'll do it. And, didn't sleep that night dreaming about it. Cause, I kind of always wanted to have a lawn business. Always loved cutting grass ever since I was little. I'm like, can't believe it. I finally got a lawn. Let's go. And then, so I cut all summer with my dad's John Deere. Loved it. When I was 16, I had 25 lawns, 17, 55, 18, 85. And it's just been around 100, 125 cents,
wow.
Kind of, sending out the crowd, really focusing on route density, having all our customers in one sub. We got 4 routes in one sub, got an 8.5 by 20 trailer, a couple trucks, open trailer, 60-inch mowers. So yeah, I'm loving it. I look forward to, keep on working every single day. I still have a long way to go to where I want to be, but, as long as you do what you're supposed to do every day, you'll have fulfillment. You love the process.
Yeah. Wow, man. Look at you. 18 spitting bars. You're doing quite a bit of work, man. What we just said is you have 125 customers that you guys do weekly. You're laying stripes. You're pretty full service. There's a lot here that we're going to break down. I know you're just spitting at it quick, but for my Southern people, again, 125 lawns a week at 18 years old, 20 years old. I mean, that's really impressive, bro. I'm really excited about getting your story out there. And, again, I love listening to some of you younger guys that are just making it happen. I'm 30, 34. There's a lot of old farts like me out there that, of course you have a business. But what I like listening to is like the younger guys, man, the 18 to 22 year olds that are fearless. They're kicking butt, the Christian CNI services types and the Lukes, the MLs. You guys are great. And it's really refreshing for me to be able to point to the younger guys too and say, look, dude, I don't care if you're 18 or 20 years old. You can chisel out a good 100 grand, 100 plus grand of your business. So,
for real. Well, it's tough at the younger age too. So you're learning business, you're still in school, you're, restricted on time. You really got to figure out the scheduling. It's a struggle, but I feel like, those experiences will only help you further down the road.
Amen. Well, let's do this, dude. We're going to go into your story here. We're going to take a quick pause here. We're going to hear a little bit from the show sponsors here. They're the ones that help keep the lights on and bring the show coming to you guys Monday, Wednesday, Friday during the weekdays. So without further ado, we're going to hand it over to Mr. Producer, and then we're going to come right on back.
This industry's largest peer-to-peer led training event is just around the corner. And if you guys are ready to bump it up a notch and lay the foundation for an incredibly successful 2021, then L'Entrepreneur Academy Live 2020 is an absolute must-attend event. L'Entrepreneur Academy Live. The fun takes place November 7th in Novi, Michigan at the Suburban Collection Showplace. This year we have 6 amazing speakers, including Nick Carlson, Caleb and Brittany Allman, Corey Ballard, Jeff Joyner, Keith Kalfas, and Stanley Genetic. This all-day long exclusive conference focuses on safety training, sales training, and features live panels and demos as well. You definitely don't want to miss out. Refocus, regroup, and re-engage with us this fall at L'Entrepreneur Academy Live 2020. We're so excited to host you guys in Novi, Michigan, and help propel your business to the next level. Hotels and event registration information can all be found at l'entrepreneuracademy.com and in today's show notes. And follow along as the excitement builds with the Instagram hashtag LAL2020. See you November 7th.
Are you a turf care pro? It's time to upgrade what you put down with the latest technology from Lesco. Step up to a full line of advanced turf-boosting fertilizer innovations, or put down seed that's developed to excel in your area. Either way, the next level in turf care is just a few bags away. To find the right products for you, visit lesco.com or your local Site One branch.
This is the Fullerton Unfiltered Podcast. Now, here is your host, Brian Fullerton.
So, Luke, let's get back into your story, bro. You said that you were cutting grass since about 16 years old. Is that right? Or were you younger?
Right. Yeah. It was the season before I got my driver's license. I was 15. I was just riding the lawnmower down the street, and then things really took off once I got my license. So, 15, 16.
Nice. So were you like the neighborhood kid, or you said you were tooling it around the neighborhood or different subdivisions, or how did you get customers at such a young age? I always get that question from the younger guys.
Right. I had to do a lot of research for sure. So I did a lot of, when I'd come home from school, I'd go on the lawn forum or lawn site, whatever was big back then. I'd just read all the threads. And then, it came down to listing myself on Google, figuring out how to do that, which was like a 3-week process for me at the time.
Sure.
And then creating a Facebook page as well.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah, there was a couple other little things like door hangers. There's this thing called Nextdoor app.
Mm-hmm.
Just posting on that. I'd be in class at school, lunchtime or something, posting a lawn ad. I did a couple on Craigslist back then. I know Keith Kalfas used to talk a lot about that in his Craigslist listing starting out.
Wow. So were you a younger kid, like you said, 16, 17? Were you cutting nights and weekends? Or how many customers did you have at 16, 17 years old? Because it sounded like you had a pretty quick start.
Yeah, it really took off once I got my license. When I was 16, I had 25 lawns. I had a Jeep Cherokee, like the XJs in 1998. They're a little boxy.
Yep.
And a 5x8 trailer.
Wow.
So my dad's John Deere on that.
That's
Yep,
awesome.
I had weed whips thrown in the back seat. The what's it called? The roof of your car. The material up there.
Okay.
That was all stained green by the time I got rid of that car.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, I was just riding around in that for a while. Yeah,
nice. That's
bit
awesome.
by bit, you upgrade.
Yeah. So what was your take when you were getting started in business? Was it always ML Lawn Care, or take these guys through your story, like the first couple of years? Like, how did you go from no clients to 25, and then so on and so forth? Like, what were you doing for marketing? What were you doing for equipment? Why don't you take us through those early years with the setup for the equipment, and then also what was your mindset when you were doing your marketing?
Yeah, so when I was younger, obviously I wasn't the smartest. Like, if I had the knowledge I know now when I was then, as everybody says, they'd be a lot further today.
Sure.
So I didn't really have a vision when I was 16. I would say my vision really came to me when I was 18. But 16 years old, I was like, yeah, I got 30 hours a week. I could cut grass. I could probably do 25. I'm going to advertise Google, create a Wix website for free, Facebook, a couple of apps, some door hangers, knock on a couple doors. I can get 25 clients, have my, mom post on Facebook, family friend post on Facebook. It's, we're in a smaller town where it goes around pretty quick. I think the population here is like 30,000 people, 30 or 40,000. So it wasn't too big a deal to get 25 customers that first year. Pretty much used my dad's setup, the John Deere, until I, bought a zero turn. Finally, that was the first big investment, zero turn, bigger trailer, still whips. So it was pretty much just upgrading the equipment and just doing what was comfortable the first few years until I was, I'd say 18. 85 lawns, got out of high school. I'm like, yeah, this is the real world. Everyone's going off to college. I got to figure this out. I got to figure out what I'm doing. So I told myself in 5-6 years, I want this company to be at this spot. I want to have 125 lawns, all down the street. I should not have to use a truck. I'll shuttle the mower once a day to the job, and then once at the end to storage, So, it's the word of mouth really caught on at this point. Since we're in the neighborhood, everybody sees us. Everybody talks about us. It's actually a neighborhood I live in as well. So
that's awesome. I
started off, a little bit of a neighborhood kid, and then, it's just really hitting home now. So I'm excited to see the future here.
Well, let me ask you this. How did you know to get into these like subdivisions? So did you grow up in a subdivision and you just kind of had like low hanging fruit to get this route density? Because I know when we went to dinner with Colton and yourself, you were like, yeah, I cut like some people don't believe me when I say like we cut 30 lawns a day or 40 lawns a day. Like they're like, that's impossible. Yeah. No way. And I even was like asking my friend Mike about this like 3 years ago. I'm like, dude, I don't understand why these people think I'm an actor. And I'm like, fake. I'm like, I don't. He's like, he goes, I don't know either, bro. He goes, I used to cut 40 lawns all the time with him and another guy back in the subdivision that he grew up in over in Farmington. And like, look at, they're not acre, 1.5 acre lots. These are 4,000 or 5,000 square foot lawns, guys, where we live in Metro Detroit. It's like suburbia, right? And so it's not uncommon for you to get $30-$40 a cut, no problem. You're kind of in and out in 20 minutes and doing $750 to $1,200 a day. And people raked me through the coals like 3 years ago. Like, that's impossible. And then I would literally go on Instagram and vlog the whole day on Instagram. I'd have like 30 stories, lawn number 1, lawn number 2.
House 1, house 2.
I mean,
I'm not an actor, house number 3.
Yeah. And then the next day, like it'd be 28 more lawns, like different accounts, because anybody can fake one day, right, Luke?
Of course. I feel like what throws a lot of people off is saying I did 25 lawns or I did 30 lawns is very relative.
Exactly.
Everyone's got an idea of what a lawn is.
Mm-hmm.
I like to look at it as the amount of turf you're mowing. Yeah, we're mowing 30 lawns, but hey, we mowed 6 acres today,
Exactly.
6 acres of grass.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you guys are cutting how many lawns a day? And then what do your guys' typical properties look like? Are you in the subdivisions? Are they bigger properties, smaller properties? What are you guys doing?
Yeah, so we're doing about 25 a day, 2 to 3 man crews, mostly a 2-man crew these days. Got 3 guys a couple times a week. Properties are anywhere from 4,000 to 20,000 square foot. I'd say house value is like $350 up to $1 million. These houses,
Yep.
And it's 800 houses are in the sub, 8 different HOAs, a retirement home, a couple condo associations. So it's It's a pretty big sub. I say they need a gas station in it. It's so big, but they haven't made that yet.
That's awesome,
Yeah,
bro.
so-
Are you guys only in that one subdivision, or do you guys have a couple spots around town, or how does your route look during the week? Is it Monday through Friday mowing, or what do you guys do?
Yeah, it's Monday through Friday mowing. If we can, we push ahead to get like a half day on Friday, or I think there was one time this year where we had all Friday off. But yeah, it's Monday through Friday, 40 hours a week. You can pace yourself. The crew can pace themselves and do 8 hours a day, work 5 days, or 10 hours a day and work 4. Monday and Tuesdays in the sub. Wednesday is the only route that's out of the sub. Thursday and Friday are back in.
So where do you guys go on Wednesday then?
Just like downtown, there's like an Ace Hardware here in town, a couple commercial lots.
Oh, okay.
Couple, still service family friends.
Nice.
So,
nice. Do you guys
go do that?
Are you in the snow game at all, or are you guys just doing lawn care still?
I want to be.
Okay.
I want to be.
That's
a fact.
Is this the year where you're breaking into it, or?
I'm feeling it. Yeah, I'm feeling it.
Okay.
I'm not for sure.
Yeah.
I've been talking to a few people, a couple mentors in the business.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see. I want to do it. I feel like I'm in a very good position to get my foot in the door since I already have a lot of accounts in the sub. I could have good plowing route density as well. I don't know, just a little more talk, a little more thinking.
Yeah, I mean, with that kind of route density, bro, being in only like 1 or 2 subdivisions and having 125 clients, you'd be surprised probably getting these driveways for $450, $500 a season off the per pop. That would be some really good route density plowing snow. I'm in again a half dozen subdivisions myself, and we can do 40 driveways in 4 hours or so, and we can clean up pretty quick. 10-12 minutes of driveway. Back drag, push.
Yeah, making good money by the hour.
Hey man, I mean, yeah, when you really add it up, dude, you go out there for 6, 7, 8 hours, and you come home making $3-4 grand gross. I don't know what that is per hour, but that's not too shabby. $1,000 an hour,
yeah, that's no joke.
$400 or $500 an hour.
Yeah.
Well,
do that.
Well, let me ask you this, man. I'm looking at your Instagram right now. I see Stripe Game on point, bro. Like hashtag those stripes though, and hashtag Stripe Nation, right? I love how you guys take pride in your work. What equipment are you guys using for lawnmowers? I know a lot of these guys, if they go over to Instagram, they're going to see your Instagram page. What are you guys running right now for your equipment setup?
Yeah, first off, well, I appreciate the compliment, man. I take a lot of pride in my stripes.
Absolutely,
one of the things I'm most passionate about.
Yep.
Yeah, just stripes, and also taking good pictures. That's important too. Getting the right lighting, good camera angles, line them up with the photo.
Yep.
Really helps out. But we got a Gravely 60-inch ProTurn 460. It's 2017. It's fairly new. And then 2019 Skag V-Ride 2, which I love that machine. That thing cuts grass like, I don't know. I know X-Mark's good too, but I feel like Skag cuts grass just like none other here in the north. So
nice.
Kentucky bluegrass, tall fescue.
Yeah. Do you guys have, is it a 52 or a 60?
61.
Oh, the 61. Okay. I got the demo of that 52 Skag stand on, and I'll be honest with you. I think the Skag's cut great. I love the what's like 18 inches of discharge space. So I mean, you want to talk about
16.
I mean, that grass just disperses, just discharges like no other, man. And people are always like, well, you're in the north, man. Like, you don't deal with the same kind of like torrential rains that we get down south. And I'm like, yeah, dude, but all of our lawns, because they're in subdivisions, they're irrigated. So,
yeah,
I mean, like maybe the lawns kind of toast out for about 6 weeks, maybe like July, August. But dude, realistically, every single lawn we have
rainfall.
Plus the rainfall, but all of our lawns, like my subdivisions at least, they're all wet until about 10 or 11 a.m. So, I mean, things don't dry out until almost noon, and so we're cutting wet grass all the time. We do use the X Marks. I love my X Marks, of course, and shout out to X Mark. But the Ultra Cut deck, I think is an A, and I will also say, what is the Skag? The Velocity Plus?
Yeah.
Also, such a great deck. I know it's really popular in the South as well, but
yeah, you were saying at dinner the other night, the only drawback or the one thing you didn't like about the Skag deck was, even I don't like this, you can't mow backwards. It'll leave like a line of clump right down the middle.
What's up with that? Yeah, that was
I don't know.
That was my only complaint. Like when you go with like for a lot of subdivisions, we got those flower beds that are like people like wave them a little bit, and sometimes I have to like swoop up next to the house and then back out. And for whatever reason, the Skag stand-ons, I don't know if you guys are listening to the show, leave us some DM or some comments, but I feel like the Skags don't cut backwards, which I know, come on, like that's 1% of the time, but sometimes when I go in between a flower bed and or a play structure and I go backwards, I'm like, why is it clumping? Like now I gotta go bring the darn the leaf blower back here.
Leaf blower up there.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Well, the other thing too, though, something that's unique for you, and how I first saw a lot of your stuff last summer and last fall was the leaf cleanup game, and so last fall you were using the Skag with the stand-on bagger, and there's not a lot of baggers out there on standards, bro. So tell me a little bit about that bagger system and how you guys are utilizing it, because you guys lay some mean stripes in the fall, bro.
Yeah. That bagger is no joke, and I'm extremely satisfied with it. It was actually the first bagger for a lawnmower I ever owned, so I had no expectations, no bar on how this should perform. And I'm posting content about it, and everyone's like, "Dude, that's a great bagger. It's doing a great job." And I'm like, "Yeah, first bagger, kind of luck out,
Absolutely,
I'm loving it, but it sucks everything up. Thick leaves, you got to go slower, obviously.
Yep.
If they're wet, it can clog up. As with anything, nothing's ever going to be perfect.
Sure.
But yeah, there was one. I think there's a video on my Instagram where there's like a dusting of snow on the ground, and we go and we do a cleanup. The client wanted it really bad, and usually we don't go out when there's snow on the ground. But there was like half an inch. It got everything up. I was shocked. I was really happy with how it performed.
I'm watching it right now as it plays on my phone. It was December 2nd, 2019. And for context, last November, we got 9.5 inches of snow, I think 2 days after our live event, Launchpreneur Academy Live, which is happening this year, November 7th. Little plug there, right, Luke? And
yeah, I'll be there.
There you go, bro. I love it. But last year, November, like everybody came in. It was a barn burner. We raised the roof. It was a great time. 2 days later, I mean, all my Southern guys, like they so lucked out that they got out of Dodge, because literally 2 days later on Sunday night and Monday, 10.5 inches of snow. And that was basically the end of like mowing season and leaf cleanup season all at once. Well, then everything kind of got cold. It kind of melted. A little bit after about a week or two, and then we were all trying to scramble to do cleanups like mid-December, and it was cold. The leaves were frozen to the ground, but I was like, I saw like, I'm at home being productive, which is why I'm on Instagram, which is a joke. And so I'm scrolling through Instagram and I'm like, man, I can't work today. This sucks. I guess I'll go like make a YouTube video or something about how much this sucks. And I get like a little pop-up and it's this guy on his Skag with a little stand on and he's sucking up 1/2 inch of snow. And I'm like, oh my God, this guy's making, like, we call them like the leaf cleanup smoothies, yeah,
that's what they are. That's good.
Yeah. So I was like, how is this guy doing this? I'm like, there's a 1/4 inch of snow. I'm looking out the window and there's a 1/2 inch of snow on my ground. And I'm like, oh my God, that Skag is sucking that thing up. Like, I don't know. Did it turn into the smoothies in the bags or how did that work? How does that thing hold up?
Yeah, we poured them out and had them on lunch break. No, I'm joking.
Yeah.
But
that's awesome.
Yeah, no, it really did look like a smoothie in the bag. It was like blended up ice and leaves and orange and kind of had to like scoop it out a little bit, but it didn't add on too much time. So
that's good.
We put our, I see you got that, the dump insert. That must be nice for those cleanups, things like that. But
yeah,
right now we bag them. We got a trailer, put some Meyer bags, Ace Hardware, Home Depot bags,
Oh, cool.
Empty the bagger into the bags, throw the bags out of the dump.
Yeah.
And so with those, just got to make sure you throw them out the next day or they're going to be frozen to the floor, frozen together, a little wet. But,
dude, that's awesome, bro. No, I again, the Skags, they lay some mean stripes. I'll be the first one to say that. And again, that Skag V-Ride 61, it's that thing's a beast, bro. And then the bagger again that you have, I don't really know of too many standards with baggers other than like a Catch Pro from Ballard or the Accelerator bagger. But to have a powered bagger, other than like maybe from Red Magic Performance for the X Marks, I don't really know. A lot of bagger systems are kind of an afterthought.
I haven't seen a whole lot.
Yeah. So when I see yours, I'm like, dude, that's like the first guy with a standard and a bagger. I'm like, that's a clutch setup. So, let's do this.
Yeah, I'll have a video for it this fall.
Well, you got to make some more so we can repost them, get you some more views and follows, and whatever. So,
Right.
Well, let's do this, man. I'm going to take a quick sip here. We're going to hear from our show sponsors again. I'm going to get a sip of water, but I want to talk to you a little bit more about vision casting, getting a vision for your business. I know that's something that's been a passionate topic about for you lately, and I want to know where ML Lawn Care is going, because when we were talking, you have big dreams, big goals, and a lot of motivation behind the scenes. And sometimes I know when you guys get on the podcast, people can get kind of reserved, but this is where I just want to press you to see what you want to do towards the future, man. Because when we were talking on the coaching calls, you had like some big goals and some big dreams, man. And my biggest wish and goal when I talk to you guys is not to screw you guys up or get in the way. And so let's do this. We're going to take a quick break here. We're going to hear again from our producer, Marty, and then we're going to hear from the show's sponsors, and then we're going to come on, bring it back, and we're going to hear a little bit more about where ML Lawn Care is going. So guys, hang tight, and we'll be right back.
The answer to some of those questions that are rattling around in your head, the ones that are keeping you awake at night, might just be to have a one-on-one coaching call with Brian. Head on over to LawntrepreneurAcademy.com. Click the link for the store to reserve your slot today. Thank you to today's show sponsor, Site One. They happen to be putting on one of the industry's only women-focused professional development events. So if your wife works with you in the industry, tell her about women in the green industry. It's full of keynotes and workshops helping women in all aspects of business continue their professional growth in a landscape that's, ever evolving. The theme this year, Embrace Change with Confidence. It's a day of virtual learning, networking, and engagement. I really think she might like it. Details at the Site One Facebook page.
Landscape Pros. Lighting installations are a bright idea for growing your business, and Site One is here to help with the expertise you need and a special offer on Pro Trade lighting. For a limited time, buy 6 Pro Trade aluminum LED uplights or path lights and get one free. These lights are built tough, and this offer won't last long. So stop by your local Site One today. Visit site1.com to find the branch nearest you.
It's the podcast for you who want to take your business and your life to the next level. It's Fullerton Unfiltered.
All right, guys. Well, again, thank you to Marty, Mr. Producer, for handling all the show sponsors and the show announcements. Couldn't do it without him. And always, thank you so much to all the ratings and reviews that you guys have been bringing in onto the show. We can't do it without you guys. So if you guys haven't left those 5-star ratings and reviews, please do so. They do help a ton with getting the show surfaced and just offering that social proof to other guys that are maybe out there trying to learn some great content, some great education out there. And it just brings it back full circle to letting everybody know who is stumbling on the show that it's worth their time. So, Luke, let's get back to your story about the future, man. The next, 12, 18 months, and then maybe like the 5 or 10 year plan for ML. So, where are you seeing this thing growing, and where you see it going? You have a crazy geometric growth going on right now with your business. You went from, like you said, a half dozen clients to 2 dozen, 25 clients to like 80. And then 80 to 125. And I know you're probably bursting at the seams again. Are you looking to grow a big company, 5, 10, 20 guys, 50 guys? We're, a couple $1 million in revenue. You're going to say lean and mean and small, or where are you going over the next 5, 10 years, bro?
Kind of in between, I would say, in between. I see the next 12 to 18 months. I definitely want a crew cab. I don't want to have a lot of trucks. I want to have extreme route density and a lot of guys in the truck instead of 2 guys, running around in a truck. You got 5 guys, tight route, hardly any time in the truck. They're like mowing each lawn one after another, after another, after another. You got half the street. If there's a lawn service on that street, it's only us. That's our vision for the next 12 to 18 months.
Nice. Is that a certain revenue goal or a certain amount of clients, or what? Anything that you can put your hands on that you'd be happy if you finished the year at this much revenue or this many clients, that you would call it a successful year?
Yeah. I'd say it's more of more route density than anything. With these lawns that we can pick up when they're right next to the neighbor, it's like an extra 5 minutes, another $40.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a whole lot in the grand scheme of things. Looking at time. So if we can do 30 lawns in a subdivision, 2 guys one day, 8-hour day. Imagine what we could do that same day, that same subdivision with 5 guys. You could probably knock out I'd say close to 60 lawns if you got 5 guys going all day, or maybe even more, you know, with what we're dealing with.
Heck yeah.
So, yeah, that's, you know, that's where I see the profit when there's no downtime in the truck. There's less risk driving the truck around town. So, you know, we want to have the majority of the lawns in this subdivision. That's my goal. You know, you know, turning away a lot of work right now. I'm getting a lot of calls from work that's outside of our service area. People are like, oh, you say you're in Oxford. You say you know, this is your location, blah, blah. Why don't you service me in Oxford? You know, it's just sticking true to that vision, sticking true to that goal.
That route density, that profitability, you know? Well,
yeah.
I mean, there's my voicemail. I used to say, hey, like, thanks for calling Brian's Law Maintenance. Like, leave your name and address and your phone number, and we'll get back with you, right? And then it went to, hey guys, we're you know, this is Brian's Law Maintenance. Leave your name, phone number. By the way, you know, we're only servicing you know, North Wixom. Which is the town in the city I'm in. And then it's like 6 months later, these are good problems, by the way. 6 months later, I'm like, hey, thanks for calling Brian's Law Maintenance. We're currently only taking clients on in these 3 or 4 subdivisions off of this road and this road. If you're outside of that area, you know, I'm sorry, we're not, you know, taking you on as a client right now. And I get people all the time. I mean, you'd be surprised that people can't listen to directions, right? And they're like, hey, like, I just wanted to say, like, I listened to your voicemail, and I'm like, only like a mile or 2 north, or just I'm a mile south. And I'm like, you know, so I call them or I text them back, hey, sorry, we're not taking, well, I'm only 5 minutes away. I'm like, I know, I get it, but I'm only in like these 6, 7 subdivisions. And by the way, if you guys are listening to this, that's why I say when we've done a couple route density videos. I'm like, look, if somebody is like on the opposite side of your boundary where you put a hard boundary, don't take them on. You want to set, whether it's like a highway road or a mile marker road or a certain city, or like you said, Luke, like a north side of town, right? Or a south side of town. Like, don't be building outside of that route density, because you take one, then you take another, and then you make the mistake of like, well, if I just get 10, it'll be like a good profitable half day or a good profitable day. Yeah. It's like, no, dude.
Yeah. I feel like the people that are saying that are not clear on their vision.
Ooh, there you go. Wow. Well, speak on that. What does that mean to you? Well, you said you wanted to own a certain part of town where you're at, right?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, exactly.
That's awesome, bro. Well, let me ask you this. One of the things that I like about you guys on your Instagram, especially on stories, you're always doing Instagram stories, is the crew cookouts.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying, dude? All you guys listening in, and all the guests we have on, I call everybody characters. We're all got like this, like, different personalities and different approaches. And like one of the little like nuances of ML Lawn Care is you guys do like cookouts, bro. Like, where did this come from? And what tell these guys what you guys do.
Yeah. So once a week all summer long, I promised the crew cookout every week. And the food was dependent upon how many complaints we got that week. So when there was 2 weeks back to back where they had, a little competition there, you know, keeping the guys in check.
Yeah.
They kept each other in check. The 2 weeks where they had 0 complaints, they got steak, some ribeye steak. I showed up at work, cooked on the grill in between quotes.
What?
If we had a couple complaints, we cooked some burgers. So, but
that's awesome, dude.
It's a way to keep the guys in check, a way to build company culture. A way to just grow as a team. And I think that started from, I love being outdoors. You and I were just talking right before the podcast. I just got back from up north. I've been up north, the last 3 times in the last couple of months. I just, love going out, love going up north, love, just the off-grid lifestyle. As I'm committed to this 5-6 days a week right now, and I will be for a long time. But any chance I get, just turn my phone off, get out there and just enjoy the outdoors, and bringing that, cooking out of the back of the truck feeling to work just really hits home, and like I said, it's a culture builder, company team builder. So
yeah. Well, let me know next time you guys do the cookout so I can swing by and get my brats, you know what I mean? And I like how you said if they don't get any complaints and the company has a good week or two and it's a nice stretch, that the reward the reward builds. I like that, because it's like you get ribeye if it's 2 weeks. What happens if they have like a good 3 or 4 weeks? What do you take them out to, like Ruth Chris, or how does this work?
I haven't thought that far.
You're like
just steak after steak after steak. mistake.
It's like the old like union factory thing. It's like 0 days for an incident, or 144 days with no incidents. And at ML Lawn Care, it's like on day 14 you get ribeyes. Some people like the incentive and the pricing structure is like better pay or bonuses. At ML, it's like the different cuts of meat. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
If you get a complaint back, you get a complaint back to back, you get the 80-20 ground chuck. So
that's the good stuff. Yeah, so
I love it, man. Well, let me ask. Let me ask you this. I mean, you've had a great, 4 years already. Well, 4, 5, 6 years, but like you said, 16 to 20-ish. What's some advice that you'd give back to some of these younger guys that are listening in? Like you're starting to get the equipment, you're starting to get the trucks, you're starting to get the cash flow. You and I have talked. You've got a great little business going here, and I wouldn't say little, but you got a great business going here. You're living at home, I think, right? You're still saving money. So what's some advice that you give back to some of these younger guys? Because they're always asking me, well, how do I get the trucks, or how do I get the equipment? How do I grow fast? And I always say look, I like slow growth, consistent growth, more than fast growth, but I'll take the fast growth from season to season, on occasion. So what's some advice that you'd give back to these younger guys that are listening in? The Luke that's 16, you said if you could go back and do some things over again, you would change a few things. What was some of that advice that you can leave with these guys?
Yeah, there's a lot I could say. There's a ton I could say. A couple bullet points. First off, the age is just a number. I got thrown around a lot, or I let people talk me down, or throw my prices around, or take on work I didn't necessarily want, but I felt like obligated to do.
Okay.
I felt I was taking advantage a lot, or let people take advantage of me because I wasn't confident in what I was doing yet, or wasn't confident in my business yet. So age is just a number. You could be 70, you could be 16. Doesn't matter. If you can show up and do a good job, that is worth money.
That's good, man. That's good. So, what do you mean by people talking you down on your price? Is that like a confidence thing on your end, or what? Why did people talk you down, or why did people get away with lowballing you back in the day? What was your life lesson?
Yeah, I feel it was more so a confidence thing on my end. I didn't have a lot of experience in the field. I kind of wanted to work, so I just did whatever I could to get it starting off, and then a couple of years down, I was like, whoa, my work has value. I have a value, and I want to be working for people that want to pay and want me on their property. So that's when things really shifted. And which leads into my next point, kind of a metaphor here. If you're going to go like work out at the gym and you just walk in, you look around, okay, I'm going to do this for 5 minutes, this for 5 minutes. Oh, play on my phone and leave. Didn't get a good workout in. You kind of have to come in with a plan. You can't just jump in and expect to know what you're doing. If you're going to go into that workout, you're saying, at the end of this workout, I want my chest to be sore. Or you're looking at your business. At the end of my business, I want to have 5 routes in this subdivision. You got to work backwards and, play it out. Put a little, it doesn't have to be perfect, but just have a little game plan, a little plan on paper on what you're going to do and how you're going to do it would be very beneficial in the beginning.
That's really good. So you're saying build a vision for you want with your business and then work backwards kind of?
Yeah. Figure out where you're going. It'll help you decide. It'll help you answer a lot of questions when people are talking to you, especially, you and I are just talking. If you get a call from a lawn across town, hey, can you do me? You're not very far from, where I'm at, no. The answer is no. Like I may want it really bad inside. I may, in the beginning, I might need the money right now, but, get past that instant gratification and look forward, long term.
That's really, really good, man. So you're saying for some of these guys that are getting started, don't be so desperate to grow where you operate outside of like those boundary lines, whatever that looks like for you.
100%.
I like it, man. I like it. So don't grow just for the sake of growing. Grow properly, right? That's what we want to talk about.
Grow with a reason.
Grow with a reason, and then having that vision for your business. I think that's a big one that a lot of guys. If I was going to look at what I've done, what things that I enjoy that I've done correctly. I haven't done everything correctly. That's a fact. But people are like, man, I love your trailer and I love your truck and I like your rig and I like your setup. I'm like, thanks. I appreciate it. But I saw that rig like years before I had it, like it didn't just fall into place. Right. And people are like, yeah, man, like the name and the logo and the red and the black, like the color scheme. I'm like, yeah, dude, like I built this thing. Like I back in the day, I would go on Google, cut out images, and I'd go on like, Microsoft Paint or like,
Paint.
yeah, dude, I was so remedial, bro. I don't even know if Microsoft Paint is still out, but I would go on.
I did. I designed my logo on Microsoft Paint.
Did you?
I'm still using it.
I know, right? Like, some of these people, that are trying to get in the business are like, man, I'm on Fiverr, and I got a logo graphics designer. I'm like, bro, I use Microsoft
Who
Paint.
made your logo?
Yeah,
$100 for that?
Yeah, for sure, bro. And I was laughing because I was like, no, dude, I like took my truck, I cut it out on the little cutout tool, and then I like would make this trailer, and then I'd like add my logo to it, and I'm like, yeah, like I want it to look like this. And I would go on Google Images and save like I'd type in like red enclosed landscape trailer, and there was 50 designs that came up, and I would save a bunch of them, and I would cut out like this trailer and then add my logo to it on Photoshop or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I want it to look like. Is that what you guys are doing with your business today? Are you envisioning like dump trucks and different sized enclosed trailers, or what vision are you building to right now with your business?
Yeah, equipment wise.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So I'm pretty close equipment wise to where I want to be. If you've seen my Instagram, you've seen that we've got a single cab 2500 2016 Silverado.
Mm-hmm.
I would love for it to be a crew cab with a cap on the back, and under the cap I want to have like a marine battery, blade sharpener, super jack. Just a mobile shop.
Okay.
Out of the back of the truck. Keep productivity up. And then the trailer's the same, except if I could, I would replace my Gravely with a new Skag, like a Tiger Cat or a Cheetah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Something along those lines, just because, I love Gravely. They're great machines, but I feel like for what I'm doing and where I'm going, Skag is going to be where it's at for me.
Yeah,
it's what works best for me.
No, for sure. And there's a lot of guys that use Gravely. I don't like throwing anybody under the bus. I just didn't feel like my Gravely cut that well on my lawns up here. And dude, I use high lift and medium lift and this blade and that blade and aftermarket blades. And they gave me a Pro 460 for a demo, and we did some stuff with it on YouTube. I just could not get the dang thing to cut, bro. I tried opening the baffles, closing the baffles. Like, I just didn't see it cut very well up here. But the Skag, the X-Mark, the Ferris Z3X, like right off the trailer ramp, they cut like crazy well. So I was just like, man, because the build quality of the Gravely is like second to none. You want to talk about, structure wise, build quality wise, and the rigidity of the frame.
Yeah, it's a tank.
Dude, it is the tank. Like they have the stand on, I don't know their stand on unit. What's the
Pro Stand?
The Pro Stands. Yep. The Pro Stands 52, I demoed one of those at Ed Wright's place with Stan. We did this whole video series, and I was like, dude, this thing is a solid chunk of metal, bro. I mean, that mower's got to weigh 700-800 pounds, but the cutting platform for me up here in the Midwest, Michigan, it just didn't cut that well. And I always tell people, demo. People are like, what's the best mower? Or what's, what stripe's the best? I'm like, dude, it is so dependent on your regional and your city and town and grass type. It's not even funny. So
as with everything, what software should I be running? What whip should I be using? What systems? Everything's got its own application. And one of the things I love the most about running a business is you got to find what works best for you.
There you go.
So, Gravely may work a lot better for those guys in the South, and that's fine. Skag may not work as good down there. I don't know. But I know that Skag works for me, and I'm going to keep running that if I want to make money and get where I'm going.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Well, let me ask you this, man. As we'll probably button this thing up here in the next 5-10 minutes. One thing I want to ask is, because I see a lot of young guys with you cutting grass and, like you said, building a team. Where do you find a lot of the help for running, ML lawn care? Are they like high school buddies and college buddies? Because a lot of guys are always like trying to figure out where to get more help, more labor. And, it's kind of an easier game to play when you're like 18 to 25, because you get all your college age buddies and your high school buddies. The older
you're working jobs like this. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. The older you get, you kind of got to start, branching out using whether it's different websites or services or Facebook, or asking for friends and referrals, or putting up a now hiring sign. But where do you get a bunch of your help? Because I see you always got 3-4 guys with you all the time. Where are you guys currently getting a lot of your help?
Yeah, so a lot of our help is actually what you just said, college buddies, high school buddies.
Okay.
Some of our help, and it's been great. It's easy to find that kind of help, that kind of labor. I do have a couple employees that have been referrals, like friends of friends. I got my foreman is 24, lives here in Oxford. He's a little older than I am. That's fine. It's one of the first employees I hired. It was a referral. I'm not afraid to figure out Indeed. But I think, if you have a good network, if you do good on the people, good will be done to you, you know, and if you post on Facebook, hey, I'm looking for a job, someone may see that, or looking for labor, someone may see that and like, yeah, this is a good guy. I'd be comfortable referring one of my friends to go work for him.
There you go. Sure.
So, yeah.
That's awesome, bro. That's awesome.
What about you? Where do you find your labor at?
Honestly, it's all Facebook and then friends and family. So I'm Polish, bro. So we have a big Polish family. So that or my lawn customers. I think people always look to like the Indeeds or the career builders or all these different websites or Craigslist. But I'm like, dude, you haven't even exhausted like your personal Instagram, your personal Facebook, and your personal friends and family. I mean, and then your customers. If
that should be where you go first.
Yeah, I mean, if you got 100 customers out there, at the end of your email, put a little thing at the bottom that says, enjoying our service. Don't forget to leave us a 5-star rating or review, on Google, and then right underneath that you can put now, ML Lawn Care now hiring. Have a son or daughter that is 16 plus and or young adult that's looking to make some extra money. We're now hiring part-time and full-time positions now available, or whatever. And so many of your lawn customers, you got to imagine most of our lawn customers are 30 to, I'd say 45, 30 to 50. And so a lot of the 45 to 50 crowd, they have that son or daughter that's 15, 17, 18 years old. Go through the proper channels to, hiring a minor, but they might have some restrictions. They can only work 16, 18, 20 hours a week. But that's okay. Like, a lot of times some of these young kids, they get home from school at, 2:30. And they want to work. They want some summer cash. And so there's nothing wrong with hiring a 16, 17-year-old kid for, 16, 18 hours a week, 3-4 hours.
Come on out. We're laying mulch,
Absolutely. Saturdays and Sundays, bro, all the time. Like, we're doing stuff like that. And I told this on another podcast probably about, 2 months ago. There was a 16-year-old kid that ran up to my truck and trailer, and he's like, hey, you guys hiring? And I go, well, we're not currently, but dude, I'll definitely take your number. I said, shoot me a text. It's the number on the side of the trailer. I'll plug your number in. And if we need another guy, man, you'll be the first to call. He's like, thanks, dude. Appreciate it. I was like, and he was like,
got a waiting list now.
Well, that's it, man. I mean, I got to keep Rob guessing. No, I'm just kidding. my guy, Rob. He's a gem, dude. I couldn't do half of what I'm doing without a stable, loyal employee like Rob. And I super take care of Rob. You guys would be like shocked with how much I take care of Rob. But at the same point, Rob's incredibly loyal to me, and I owe that young man a lot. He doesn't know any of this yet, and he doesn't overly listen to the podcast. But I'm gonna try to hook him up this fall with. He wants to buy like the supercomputer, like he's in the video gaming, a lot of 20-year-olds are, and he's got this like Mac Daddy system that he wants to put together. It's like, I don't know, like 2 Gs, and I'm like, dude, yeah, it's like, I don't know. He was telling me all about it and the graphics thing and the memory card or the
help him out.
Yeah, we're probably gonna take care of that for him. That's kind of like what you said about the grilling. I said, if we hit a certain revenue goal and we're on time every week, there's nothing like really set in stone. But basically, it's like, hey, dude, if we do a good job, we have a great year. You're loyal, you stay with me. I didn't really give him a signing bonus to come back, but I said I'm going to give you an end of year, like kind of a fall bonus. And so we'll probably take care of that sometime around October.
That'll be a nice surprise.
Yeah, I mean, he also wants like a cool motorcycle, and I told my wife, I go, I can't. If I can't get a motorcycle, I ain't buying you a motorcycle, So,
right.
Well, you said you were dirt biking up north, right? So,
yeah.
Well, when you're 20, that's fun and cool. When you're 34 and you can shatter your hip, it's different. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
So
it's different. No, but I totally like that. How you listen and interact with Rob. See what he's interested in, and on that.
Well, if Rob sold out to me, I want to be sold out to Rob. And so sometimes, we get all this like, well, the employee should be grateful and the employee should be happy. And if he's not appreciative, I'm going to let him go. And there is an element to that. But I will also say, man, I'm very loyal to my guys. Now, it's my business, it's my profit, and what I do with it is up to me. But I'm also not a tyrant. I'm also very grateful. I'm very thankful. And I like to bless the people who help us create profit. And so my attitude is, yo, dude, if you're loyal to me, I want to be loyal to you. I'm going to definitely hook you up. And so Liz and I, we were already talking about this about a month ago. I want to make sure that, we pay it forward and hook him up. And outside of that, probably offer him a full-time position to help me run the business. Just super stable, super reliable. Because next year when we build a home, we're going to be completely distracted on other things. So that's going to be, trying to
a good year.
Yeah, trying to start a family hopefully, and then also with building the home. So, but well, let's do this, man. Open mic. If you want to, leave these guys with any final thoughts or final tips, or anything you tell the Luke from 4 or 5 years ago. Anything you want to leave this audience while we got you. But if not, we'll button this thing up, bro.
Yeah. Last question I want to ask was actually off your last point. We were talking about Rob. A question I like to ask myself, since I know labor is very important in this business. If you want to get somewhere, or if your vision includes a lot of labor, you got to create good positions for people. You got to ask yourself, would I want to come to this company every day? Would I wake up, look at that alarm clock and click snooze? Or would I get up and take a shower, put my shoes on and go?
Sure.
Would you go to work for yourself? So,
that's good, man.
And
would you want to work for
I'm working
you?
towards that every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a great question to ask yourself, and give yourself the truth.
I like it, man. What's some things that you do to make sure that people want to come to work for ML?
Everything's up to date on maintenance. Blades are always sharp. Engine oil is always changed. Clean things as frequently as I can. Power wash the mowers. Clean out the inside of the truck. It just creates a better work environment when everything's working right. You provided all the tools necessary for them to perform to their full potential.
Wow. Okay. So clean equipment, and then you talked about incentivizing them with food and lunch, and just some extra niceties. Any other perks or bonuses or benefits? I saw that you guys go bowling. That was an Instagram post. Was that like a company play day, or how'd that go?
I sponsor a team there. So it's me, my dad, a couple buddies. No one that's ever really worked for me.
Okay.
One of my clients is on the team. So we won the league that one year. That was a great year. That was a good time.
That's awesome.
But I'd say other perks. Tons of merch. You want a gray hoodie, you want a pink hoodie, whatever color you want, just let me know. I'll order it for you.
I like it.
I had a foreman. He has a baby. I got him a little onesie with the logo on it. So just things like that, surprise them. You come into work, things that'll put a smile on people's face.
Yep.
Doing good unto people. So
I like that a lot, man. Like, you guys would be surprised at how far a $25 gift card can go to somebody's favorite restaurant. You know what I mean? That's something that's, $25 gift card to B-Dubs for one of your guys. Like, when's the last time you rewarded your guys as, employees or your foreman extra, above and beyond? Just, hey, just because. I'm a big just because kind of guy, and so you got to take care of them. What
a little goes a long way. A lot of today's society, people just want to be heard. They want to be heard. They want to know that they're cared for, and it doesn't matter the price tag. If that touched that person, great. Let's keep it going.
I like it. Absolutely, bro. One other thing I got to mention here while we brought up the bowling thing is, bowling's an interesting sport, bro. And my guy Rob, he bowls, and his parents bowl, and I'm always laughing with him because I'm like, hey, dude, I saw ESPN, they were bowling, and he's like, yeah, and I go, yeah, it was super intense, and he's like, oh yeah, and because he knows I'm not a bowling fan, like I kind of poke fun at bowlers because it's like, they're wearing the jersey, and I just think
they're all intense about it.
They're so intense about it, bro. That's like, they got the little announcers, and it's like two guys going to bowl, and he's like, all right, Mitch, what do you think he's gonna do? What do you think his approach is gonna be? And the other guy's like, well, he's going to probably spin his wrist and then knock all 10 pins down. He's like, oh, what a great approach. What a great approach. And I'm like,
what a great, perfect release.
I go, yeah. He's like, look at the spin on that wrist. And I'm like, look at the ball. And I'm like,
see that ball turn.
I just like, the only other thing to try to make more exciting than bowling is NASCAR. And I'm just like, they're like, oh, and he's going around the circle and he's making another turn and he's making another turn, and he's
like the past 638 turns.
Yeah, he's like,
however how many there are in a race.
Yeah, dude. Like, and right now I'm losing half my audience because they're all my Southern people. They're about to, I'm gonna send Brian a DM and tell him that NASCAR is life, But I'm just having fun. Relax, all right, folks. If you can make it through, have fun watching bowling and NASCAR, then God bless you guys. So I'm just having fun. See, we're in the North, okay? We like hockey. Okay, it's we like hockey. We like watching people, punch each other out. I'm still confused why fighting is not a 2-minute penalty in every sport. I think it'd be a lot more exciting. I don't understand why fighting is reserved to hockey. Because I don't know. It'd be fun to watch two football guys go at it. Because those are some big dudes. So in hockey they punch each other for 2 minutes and after they bro fist and they go to their penalty box and like nobody cares. But. Anyway, I'm just having fun. So, all right, don't leave me any negative 1-star reviews because I dissed you guys' NASCAR for 10 seconds. Okay, relax. But I'm just kidding. Actually, I've been to some races and stuff like that. I went to it wasn't NASCAR, it was a Le Mans race. Those like the hypercars. I'll tell you what, man, that stuff is insane to watch in person. You watch a car go from 12,000 RPM to 3,000, and it comes through an S turn, and it's like boom, and it just like downshifts 5 gears. I'm like, dude, like you haven't lived life until you've heard one of those Le Mans hypercars downshift. I'll tell you what. Between like 50 feet away from the racetrack when you're in the little chalets, it's something else. But all right, man.
I'll put that on the bucket list.
Definitely do it, man. Belle Isle. They do it typically every year, minus pandemic year. So
not this year.
Well, let's button it up here, man. Anything else you want to leave these guys? But if not, plug your socials, man. Where can they find you? And we'll button it up from here. Yeah.
So Instagram is ML Lawn Care. YouTube's Luke Meyer.
Cool.
I got nothing left, guys. That's all I got to say today. Keep up on my Instagram stories. I'll drop some knowledge there. I got a couple of YouTube videos, some coming too. One a week, one every other week. Not a consistent basis, but I enjoyed being on the show, Brian. Thanks for having me. It was great to be a guest today, and I look forward to seeing where Fullerton Unfiltered goes. Brian's lawn maintenance. I'll be keeping up with the lawn care community. So,
well, I appreciate it, man, and thanks for taking the time out of your beautiful Sunday evening to make this happen as well, guys. Definitely go follow Luke on Instagram. It's at ML. So Matt. Luke, ML. That's not his name, obviously, but ML Lawn Care. And go follow Luke. He's a great dude, man. Anytime he's posting stories and he's grilling out and he's always recording the sizzling from the grill, I get kind of mad because I'm baking in the 90-degree heat. And I'm like, why doesn't my boss cook for me? You know what I mean? And so
I'll let you know when we got steak next. So.
Yeah, let me know when you guys are running a 2-week streak and it's ribeye, okay? Because you're only about 50 minutes away. You know what I'm saying? So. But all right, guys. Well, cool deal. We'll wrap it up here. Luke, again, sincerely, thank you so much for taking time to be on the show, man. We appreciate you big time.
No problem. My pleasure.
Awesome, man. All right, guys. Well, hey, this has been another episode of the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. Don't forget to leave those all-important ratings and reviews. And don't forget to follow my boy here, Luke, on Instagram and YouTube. And guys, that's it. We're going to sign off here. It's been another episode of Fullerton Unfiltered. We'll hand it back over to Marty, Mr. Producer, to take it away.
I certainly encourage you to take a moment and follow Luke on Instagram, also Brian's Lawn Maintenance if you're not doing that already. It is Mr. Producer at MR Producer USA on IG, and I got a little note. I guess they call it a direct message from one of my 3 fans. Neil Wood said he enjoys my jokes, thinks they're hilarious, and sometimes he just starts bursting out laughing while he's working, listening to them. And so, Neil, that was a really cool way to start my day today with the kind words. And there's just the fact that somebody thinks my jokes are funny, because my wife, Martha, certainly does not. No joke here. The whole ball of wax could be yours for $499. This is designed for those of you that are looking to make a career change, want to make a name for yourself, call your own shots, be your own boss. Maybe you're getting into lawn care for 2021, or just this was your first year of lawn care and you're thinking, oh, I really have some serious deficiencies in my knowledge base. This can help. The price is about to go up as Brian is dropping 6, 7, possibly 8 new modules real soon. The neat thing is if you act now and get that whole ball of wax you're grandfathered in, you get the current products that are offered, you get the future upgrades that are coming down here in October and November, and those that are going to come in the future. So what a deal. What a steal, actually. It really is a steal of a deal when you get the whole ball of wax. Learn more at LawEntrepreneurAcademy.com. That's Entrepreneur Academy, and yes, it does come with a one-on-one coaching call as well. Have an awesome day. Come back again for another edition of Fullerton Unfiltered.
Thanks for taking the time to listen to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast with Brian Fullerton. We hope you enjoyed this production. If so, please consider leaving us a 5-star review for the show. While the techniques and ideas presented here are designed to help you grow a more successful and profitable business, no one can guarantee these results for you. We want to emphasize that entrepreneurship is not easy, and the ideas presented here are just the opinions of Brian Fullerton and his respective guests. No one can guarantee success for you. That being said, we hope the ideas presented here help you and motivate you to go on out there and crush it with your own business.
Fullerton Unfiltered Podcast.
Thanks for listening, and we hope to see you on the next episode.